Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Edna J. White and my co-host, Dr. Neelam Patwani. And I am so excited. She and I are like, I don't know, we're like simpatico.
We are like soul sisters.
It's amazing. And I'm so glad to have her as my co-host. And today's topic is about how to remove negative emotions. So you know that this is going to be good because I know she has got some good things because she's a Reiki master. So I know that she has great things coming. So ladies and gentlemen, sit back and relax and add to the conversation if you want to, comment. Remember to subscribe and to share with your friends. But today you are on Keeping It Real on Purpose. So let's get started. So how are you today, doctor? How is everything over there?
I'm perfectly fine. Now you can see the big smile on my face. It says it all. And whenever I'm talking to you, I feel so positive. I get all those positive vibes all the way
Oh,
from
that
the
is
other
so
part of the world.
wonderful. So wonderful to hear that from across the world. From across.
Yeah. Okay, Adna, what do you do when you feel negative or when you feel irritated or when
Oh,
we
girl,
all have those bad days in our life,
you are asking this the master, I think, because I go through so many emotions and
Mm,
passion sometimes comes, the passion to heal that or fix that comes through.
mm,
So it's like, that's really important to me. And I need to hear people, let people hear me and they're not hearing me. And then all of this stuff comes up and then the past stuff comes up and it's like, oh, and it's like, it comes out wrong. It comes up, all spills out all over your face because your face is like,
yeah.
these faces,
So the
you
first
know,
thing which goes off is your expressions.
the faces.
It actually changes completely the moment you have those negative
It
thoughts.
changes everything. Then of course my hands get started and then I'm like, and it's like, so I have learned that when I feel these negative emotions come, and most of the time it's attached to the past, because you want to solve it, you want to get it right, and you want people to know, and you got all these things going through. It's like energy, like bing, 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 bing. So you want to get those things right. So the emotional part for me, I breathe. I go, it's not even a sigh, it's like in and out. Okay, Edna.
Breathing is a very, very good technique
Yeah,
to stabilize your emotions. It
yeah.
is something very, very effective. So you're doing it perfectly right. That's what I can say.
I have to.
Yeah.
I have to
Because the
because it's
first
basic.
thing which changes when we become upset or angry is our breathing.
Yes. Yes.
We start breathing
Feel that way.
heavily, we go red, we can feel the heat on our
Yes.
ears.
Yes.
All those are the symptoms
All the
that now
time.
you are going towards negativity.
And it's always the negative feelings that we have, the everything include the face, the hand, everything gets tense. It's like
It's like a reflex action in your body. You can't
it
control
does.
it.
And it's just like a reflective, it's just reflects almost everything just kind of moves with it. Your mouth, start blurting things. So everything emotional that we have to like start to like really stop. It's like a second. It's really like a second. And you have to realize it. You gotta realize it. And you can't really check yourself later on. You gotta check yourself now. And so that it's not perceived. You're
It
not.
doesn't multiply. It doesn't
Mhm,
multiply because that's what actually happens with negative feelings.
mhm.
One negative thought builds up the chain, one after the other after the other, and you don't even know how deep you have gone in 10, 15 minutes.
Absolutely, absolutely, one,
Either you are cursing people, or you are cursing the world, or you are blaming
absolutely,
everybody around you. And you're like, oh my God, my life is a mess. So
yes.
10 minutes before you were happy go lucky, in 10 minutes you have decided your life is a mess.
It's like what happened? Like you go from one to 100. Like what happened? And then on your reflective time, when you reflect back, you're like, why did I do that? You think about why did I do that? Like it's such a different feeling. Like why did I do that?
And actually, your whole day goes waste after that. You are
Mhm.
not able to build back that energy so
You're
instantly.
not.
Then
You're not. So how do you get? So like we talked about the vices, right? A lot of times it's a culmination of a whole lot of things together. You know that, right? It's a whole lot of things.
So, see, what I suggest, a very, very simple technique for anybody to
Yes.
come out of the negative emotions or negative
Hmm.
feelings which are pulling you down. The moment you feel that, write it down. You have
Right.
those small stick pads which we use for our office notes and important meetings. Use
Write it
those notes.
down.
The moment you are having the first feeling, remembering some incident or some person, write it down then and there.
Right.
The moment you write it down, it is coming out of your mind on the paper.
Right.
And once you have written it out, then and then tear it off and put it in the dustbin. So here goes your negative feeling in the dustbin.
Right.
You should do that process as if you're actually flushing this out of your system.
Yeah.
Write it, tear it, put it in the dustbin.
Yeah.
You might have to do this like 50 times a day because our feelings are like ocean waves. They keep coming and
They
coming
keep
and coming.
coming like ocean waves. That was one
They
of
just
the
don't
techniques I
stop.
learned. That was one of the techniques I learned when I was going to therapy when I was younger. Is
Mm.
I had to write everything down, and then my therapist had a little hole in her backyard, and we burned everything. And I thought that was very good for my psyche to kind of see that, like, okay, I can handle it. Um, that way to end it, to get rid of it, get rid of it and know that
Yes.
I have to do
Because
that.
physically, when you do something, your mind gets a message that you're finishing that thing off.
Right. And it's
And
finished.
you actually have to fool your mind by saying that, yes, I'm finishing this off.
Isn't it funny that we have all these things going, these guises that we're going, that we have to deal with in order to work with negative emotions. It's easier when you're happy, that's just like,
Yeah.
but the negative part, we really have so many guises, even like, think about this. If we get upset, some of us drink. Some of us say, I've had a bad day with my, husband, or let's all get the girls out together, and they start partying, or they smoke or they gamble, and all those become like bad habits that are only from the root cause of a negative emotion.
Because they are not removing the actual cause. They are again going back in the same situation, dealing that's like a stopgap arrangement. For
Oh,
15, 20 minutes or for a year, for 1, 2 hours, you have moved out of that situation, but again you are going back there.
yeah,
That's
you're
not a
going back.
solution at all. That's again you are fooling yourself that things are
Yeah.
going to be okay.
Yeah. And that's the worst thing you could say to yourself is it's going to be okay when you don't deal with it.
Exactly.
Place to stay within you, there's no outlet for that, and it stays there and it festers, and then it changes your perspective, and it changes your eating habits, it changes your drinking habit, and it changes your relationship, it changes everything. And just
It changes the whole chemistry in your life. It
does,
changes
it
you
does,
as a person completely. So it really affects.
it does, it has a major effect. So tackling the emotion, we said that we find out that, after this whole situation, if you have a situation at work or something, or, with your family member, you take a deep breath and you deal with where you are at that moment, right? And uh, doctor said to find the root of the negative emotion. What's really going on there? And then you write it down. And then you
The
get,
moment you write it down, it is like 50% of that anger, that frustration is gone.
yes, yes, yes,
There's one more simpler thing than this to do, even if you
yes,
are a kind of a lazy person who doesn't want to write, doesn't want to pick up a pen, because in
right,
the mind, you will again give this excuse to yourself, oh, I didn't have a pen at that time. I didn't
right.
know where the paper was at that time. So
Hmm.
there's an easier version to it. Just go, sit somewhere calmly in a quiet place and say it loudly,
Yeah,
whatever is the emotion. You
yeah,
want to abuse someone, abuse. You want to shout, you shout. You
right.
just put that emotion out loudly, but
It
in a
is.
quiet place, not in front of anybody.
Please, not in front of anybody, because it'll take me all wrong.
The best thing is you can either go to a washroom or you can go to a
Yes,
room in your house. Take that 10, 15 minutes and say it loudly. The
yes,
moment you say it loudly, that energy comes out and it's gone. It's
yes,
like when you're angry. Suppose I'm angry on my child and I really want to scold him. Till the time I will not scold him, I'll keep thinking about it in my mind. But the
right.
moment I scold him, I'll be like, it's over. So
It
the same
is
process you do, but not in front of anybody.
not in front of anybody. Accepting negative emotions isn't about accepting or excusing poor behavior, because we sometimes get that wrong, because we've experienced things in the past and we're going through things and we behave badly. That doesn't excuse us. They know what happened to me. We'll say that. They know what happened to me, and I've had a bad past, and I've had this happen to me before. It's about living in the now and accepting the emotion where it is, right? That point, but not from the past. We're talking about now, sitting down and getting rid of that. You can't do that always at work, but you want to breathe and stay in the now. This person is talking about what we're talking about now, not what I experienced years ago, but what I'm
And
talking right.
I suppose everybody has a past.
Yes.
Everybody has bad moments. We all are
Yeah.
human. So we will
That's a
have good
good
and bad
point.
days.
That's a very good point. Everyone has a past. And if we think that way, everyone has a past, not just you. I think
Hmm.
more sensitive to people
Yeah.
and rights.
And sometimes when you give a space to a person who is negative, who is angry, that giving that time and space also helps that person calming down. I mean,
Right.
if a person is already in that anger state, just leave it like that. Just detach from that situation for some time. Move out of that situation, which is going to
Right.
calm you down instead of arguing at that time or shouting at that time, which is only going to add fuel to the fire.
Yes, only fuel, and fuel does nothing but make things worse, which you can't really come back from. At least if you have a facial expression, you can say, okay, I had that facial expression. And there's nothing wrong with coming back to that and saying, I apologize, about that feeling. A lot we forget that part about how to be aware about our feelings. I apologize that I said or did this. It wasn't something I wanted to do,
It was not intentional.
not intentional, so it's important to say that as well, because sometimes we all get upset and it has nothing to do with what we're doing, and it's when we get out of control that we really need to go back and make that. We can't make ourselves positive and the other person not positive or whole, because we figured out what was wrong with us, right? Then another, what the heck is wrong with that person, so we got to
Sometimes
the
it
whole
is very
situation as
easy
well.
to forgive and forget than to keep holding on to those grudges
Yes,
because
yes.
eventually it's going to harm you physically also and mentally also.
Oh,
And
yeah.
letting go is such a easy process.
Yes. Letting go is so, I'm telling you, when I heard about forgiving, right? And it has this whole list of things that you have to do, and then you hear biblically, religiously, and it's just like the laundry list of things. And I didn't understand the concept until somebody said to me, just let it go. I'm like,
Hmm.
look at it, like,
Why should I
like,
tell the other person to let it go? Why should I?
I got invest. I'm invested into this thing. Like they ought to pay. I'm saying all these
I'm so
excuses.
there, my self-respect is just
Yes,
holding on to it.
yes. I have vested interest in this. What are you talking about? They're gonna. I want revenge. I'm going. I'm going ham. And not realizing it was just the way that he said it was like the way he said it was so simple, and I had to realize, let it go. All that negative vested energy that you have in vengeance and people not forgetting and making it difficult for them because they made it difficult for you. And, that's nothing but your mind or your brain manipulating you into shallow feelings.
All the time. Mine is a very clever thing. You need to know
Yes,
how
that's
to
all
your
it
mind.
is. And it makes you feel you can't, it's incredibly difficult to get over. You can't.
I suppose, Edna, people don't understand. Forgiveness is not for the other person. Forgiveness is for you. If you forgive anybody, you are benefiting from it. It's not that the other person is getting the benefit.
It's
You are
not
the one who's at an advantage when you forgive and when you let go. And
right.
people perceive it as if we are doing a favor to others to let it go. No, you're not doing that favor to others. You're doing that favor to yourself. You are going to live a better life if you let it go.
If you let it go. And it's important, like you said, Dr. Neelam, to consciously feel those feelings, but and be aware of them. But
True.
importantly, understand why you're having these emotions and then, you know, yell them out. Because I used to get in my car. Girl, the car was my friend. And car and drive, just drive anywhere and scream at the top of my lungs, you know, turn the music up, scream, just scream all the negative things. And when I thought about it, I was like, releasing it, not holding in, does something for your energy and it also does something for your mind. It shocks it into saying, oh, they don't have that anymore because they're not embracing it and hugging it and loving on it. They're literally, get it out of me. Get this
The
out.
more you give it away, the more your attachment towards that
That
situation
is
reduces.
right. Right.
The impact of that situation on you reduces. So it's better to shout it out, write it out, whatever way it is comfortable for you,
That's right.
because we don't want to be attached to that situation anymore.
You don't want that because it takes on a life, like we just said, takes on a life of itself. It
It does.
just to everything in you, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and then you go and clamp onto someone else and expect them to heal that emotion or emotional negative emotion that you felt in the past, and that becomes a whole travesty in itself. And it's like it's a emotional. It's really bad. It really is. It's that you have children and expect them to heal that emotional gap in you, and it's bad. It's really
Because you're looking for outside you to heal people. You are looking for outside resources to heal you. Healing
right.
has to be from within. It cannot be from outside at all. People can only guide you, but the healing always comes from within. Because the damage is inside, not
It
outside. So the
is.
healing also has to be inside, not outside.
Great word, damage. The damage is done inside, internally. It stays in you, that ugliness, that ugly emotion, negative emotion finds a place to fester, and then it starts to destroy your body.
And the more we talk about it, the more we are giving food to that ugly emotion.
It is. We
Every time you repeat that incident, you are giving food and energy to
excellent,
that emotion.
excellent. It's important that you said like we got to get it out, right? Once we get it out, then we ought to constructively say what was that about, and release that. But the more that we talk about the incident over and over, we become vindictive. We become, the emotion is no longer trying to solve itself. It's more like want to create and find other people.
It's more like you are getting an excuse to get self
There you
sympathy
go. There you go. There you
from
go.
others.
There you go. And
And that also is not a healthy emotion at all.
no, it doesn't become you're right. It's no longer an emotion.
It's become an excuse for you to get that attention, and get pity, and get that sympathy from others.
Yes, and it's so important to release those painful memories and the emotions because you keep on repeating the same thing. And we don't want to repeat the same thing. I don't want to be next year the same position I was
Do
last
we ever repeat the
all of
same
that.
joke ever in our life? We laughed at one joke, we forgot about it. So why
Yeah.
are we repeating the bad incidents again and again?
And again and again and again. And you know what's so funny is like, when you meet your friend, you come talk to your friend and you haven't seen them for a long time. And you say, hey, I said, oh, how you doing? And they'll tell you the same thing. Then you come back the next time you say, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm like, you ain't changed. Like,
You're still stuck there. You're
what's
not
going
moved at
on?
all. I
Address
don't feel I have met you after a long time.
address it. Like, come on, let's address this. I haven't seen you in years, and I saw you in the grocery store, and I stopped the chat, and I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm going, it sounds a little bit like high school, you know. So I see you again, maybe a month later. How you doing? And I hear the same thing.
Same story.
This is when I have to go. I got to fix my face.
They're stuck there. They haven't
No,
moved in their life at all.
no, and I don't want that. I want my life to ever be evolving because that's the way it's supposed to be. You have to evolve somewhere to be involved. You can't
You
in one
you need
area.
to
You
live
just
your
can't.
life. Every moment of your life is precious. Don't just get stuck. Live
Yeah.
your life. The time is not going to wait for you. You
No,
might
it's
become
not.
old and you will eventually not know. Also, your whole life is gone just thinking about that one incident.
Exactly. Exactly. So your life is, healing those negative emotions and feelings. It's so very important for your life. It's not for anyone else's life, like Dr. Neela said. It's not about that. It's about for you. How high do you want to go? How high in life and elevated in life do you really want to go? If you want to
Yeah.
stay where you are, welcome to it. Don't get me involved. Don't say nothing to me about it. But if you want to stay there, that's your prerogative. But when it comes to negative emotions, it seems to grab people in, pull people in. Positive emotions,
Now, have you ever
bad.
realized we keep changing our clothes every 6 months, every 1 year? We
Yeah,
don't stick on to our old clothes, right? But when it comes to the
sometimes.
old memories, old emotions, why we stick on to that? Are they not old? Are they not outdated? Just throw them out.
Yeah, but you know what? Don't start with that subject because that's a really good subject. People get stuck with in a time zone that they're happy with, not time zone, era that they're happy with. So if I'm happy with the '60s and that made me happy, I'm gonna wear '60s gear. Funny,
But are you
they
going to
look
wear
on me in the
60s now, which is
2000s.
not in trend? Think about it. You will never wear those old 60s clothes because you are not, you
The
want to be
same shape.
with the trend. You want to be in fashion. So let the thoughts also be in fashion. Let
Yeah,
the thoughts also be lively and in the
yeah,
present moment,
yeah.
just like your clothes.
Absolutely. And I thank you for this because this is really a good topic to kind of to work on because we need to work on ourselves every day. And sometimes almost every hour, as you said, like 50 times a day, there's things going on.
50 times a day, you might land up writing that and throwing it, and you will actually realize
You're
how
writing
many
it down.
negative thoughts we get in a
You're
day, how
writing
much
it down.
time is getting
It's true.
wasted just on that.
It's true. It's so very true. And Dr. Neelam, this is a great topic. I am truly excited about what we're going to be talking about in a few. And I'm sad that you're going to be going away, but I'm happy that you're going away. So we won't see each other in April because I'm going to Hawaii. So, but that's good. That's good. So I'm going to be speaking in Hawaii. So I'm excited. You're going to be speaking somewhere. So we're doing like amazing things. So we want to keep in touch. We really do.
That's what positivity and positive thinking is all
Oh
about. Whichever
yes.
part of the world you are, you can still stay connected.
I'm excited because I wish I was there in India to go with you on your journey. Your
We are having a retreat in Rishikesh from the 2nd to the 4th of April at the Holy River Ganga.
Yeah,
You know
that's
about the Holy
amazing.
River Ganga. So this is known as the Ghats of Ganga, where we are going to have a 3-day detox program. I really wish I could have taken you there. I'll take you in
That's
my mind
amazing.
and in my thoughts.
Yeah, and you're always in my thoughts, and I thank you so much for being here and on keeping it real on purpose. And
It is a
you've
pleasure
been
to
a
be
great
here.
addition. You've been a great addition. So I'm excited about where it's leading to in the near future. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is real conversation that point to your
Real people.
yeah, real people. Topics about mindfulness, health, as you hear, and healing, conscious living, personal transformation, emotional intelligence, spirituality, life purpose, and wellness in every aspect of your life, your career, or your business. All you have to do is bring your fullest self for thought provoking talks with me, Edna J. White, and Dr. Neelam Patwani. We thank
Thank you so much. Just live in the moment and enjoy your life.
absolutely. On that note, we'll see you next time. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.